So, so we're 1 minute early, and I want to thank everyone for being punctual as always. So obviously, I have to thank Dwayne, the great connector. Let me just someone else coming in. So Dwayne is on this call. Dwayne is the one that introduced me to Catherine. Catherine's doing the Inferno Runway TV show. And on our side, to assist from our collective, is my TriStar partner, Andrea Wen. She's actually in the same room as me. So when she speaks, it'll be muted, but you should be able to hear her. And I have my our collective partner, Realcom Global, Realcom Group Holding, which is headed by Dr. Rafael, who's the chairman of Realcom, and Dr. Debbie, who's the CEO. Realcom are incorporated in both Nigeria and here in the USA. So because of your activity for this fashion show in Nigeria, I've asked Realcom to basically partake in this value introduction to you, Catherine. So I'm just going to let my end of the people just quickly, briefly introduce themselves to you, Catherine. Dwayne already knows all these other entities, but I'll let them. So I'll start with the ladies. Dr. Rafael's always suggesting I always go lady first. So I'll start off with my own TriStar partner, Andrea, to introduce herself. Andrea?
Oh, hi everyone. My name is Andrea Wendt. Catherine, a pleasure to meet you. And I've been working with Leon for almost, I think over 6 years now. I am a filmmaker and a producer, but I'm also head of marketing at our collective. I've produced some documentary films that have won many awards globally. And I also work in different productions, and I'm a proud member of our collective and these global alliance. So that's just a little bit to say about me.
Thank you.
And I look forward to hearing from all of you.
All right, thank you, Andrea. So I'm going to continue with the ladies. So Dr. Debbie, why don't you introduce yourself, please? Unmute yourself. Thank you.
Sure. Hi, I'm Dr. Debbie Alusa. I'm the Group CEO for Realcom Group Holdings Corp. Our work centers around the business sector and across continents, across West Africa in particular, specific to Nigeria. We have strong relationships, not just in West Africa, but throughout Africa. We also are located in Europe and looking in the very near future to expanding within the Asian continent. We do have a media presence, and we have a lot of other synergies that we feel would be a great fit for your work. I look incredibly forward to working with you and wish you and all on the line the best day ever.
Thank you, Dr. Debbie. And now, Dr. Rafael, you want to introduce yourself? Thank you, sir.
Good evening, everyone. Dr. Debbie has said everything. We can't wait to work with you all, and welcome to Nigeria.
Well, thank you, Dr. Rafael. So, Catherine, before I leave the stage to you to introduce yourself and what you're doing and how we can partner with you, I'm going to let our brother Dwayne, who's the great connector, introduce himself to us. Dwayne, do you want to say something, sir? Thank you.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, hear you loud and clear, sir. Thank you.
Okay, I don't know why I can't see myself, but yeah, I thought that this was just so huge of what they were doing, Catherine and Bob. And I knew I wanted to bring it to the collective. This is like right up our alley. I know once Catherine gives us the lay of the land and just talk about the history of how this came about and what it is about, we'll all see that this is something that the collective would definitely want to be a part of. So I was sharing with Catherine all the great things of the collective since I rebooted with you guys. And, you know, this is just another thing that is just divine. So I'm excited with you guys hearing so that you could put your thinking caps on and see where we fit in.
Thank you very much, Brother Dwayne. I really appreciate your great support for our global organization and your trust in us. So thank you very much. And everyone you introduced to us, we know is at the very highest echelon of of status and experience and productivity. So and obviously I read Catherine's bio and see what she's done, and she's definitely up there amongst. So Catherine, I'm going to leave the platform now to you. So if you could introduce yourself, tell us what you're doing, although like I said, we already received some information from Dwayne, and then discuss how you feel we can fit in to what you're doing both in Nigeria and obviously here in the US. So Catherine, I'm going to mute myself now and leave the platform over to you. So Catherine, please. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Yang. Thank you. Thank you. It's so nice to meet everyone. I am so impressed with everyone's work, and especially with the caliber of not only just spirituality and universal uplifting of mankind, which is, no mean feat, because that's kind of what my husband was. Is kind of the impetus for all my work now. He was the #2 guy at Marvel Comics, and he wrote Captain America. But one of his other, he obviously did many more titles and also edited them. But he was super into the cosmos, and one of his favorite characters that he wrote was Quasar, and so he believed in alternate realities and parallel universes, and in time variance authorities. And it was a short marriage because he passed away so early, but I'm his legacy advocate. And part of the work I do is involving lifting up and leaving the planet better than you found it. Because Mark always said you have to leave your profession or your career or anything better than you found it. So that's kind of my MO, and I seem to attract people who rising tides lift all boats. And I am always amazed at who is brought in my path. And I was reading a little bit on Clystar, and it's really no accidents. And, we're all in this kind of compendium timeline of mathematical divine intervention on some level that is not for us to figure out. It's just for us to go with the flow. So having said that, one of the things I did the last 2 years was I do wardrobe makeovers for symphony orchestras. So I got this job as COVID was ending. I live in New York. The garment district was totally closed, and I had to go someplace else to have the samples made. So my friend Moore Sen, who is Senegalese and came here in 1988 and had a wonderful career up in Boston as a tailor, suggested I go down to Senegal and work in some of the factories of some of the students that he had taught that have factories there. So I thought, well, I only had a budget of $150,000 to do this project. So I was definitely looking for cost-effective ways, and this kind of resonated, and I didn't know the far-reaching effects of it because we finished the project. I added a lot of different things into it that I'm still reeling about how I met those particular aspects of it. Fuse technology, antimicrobial, using avatars, using digital technology, just and then the basic, just having put 25 tailors to work down there. So everyone was very excited by giving all those tailors jobs. So I got invited to Bamba Day. And Bamba Day is like Nelson Mandela Day in Senegal. So everyone flocked around me. They introduced me as having brought these jobs there. And lo and behold, I meet a manufacturer on 37th Street who's Senegalese. And he said, why did you call me? And I said, I didn't know you were there. So I didn't have to go all the way to Africa, but I found out there was an opportunity there to open a school. So that's what Moore wants to do in his retirement. So he wanted to open a school in Senegal. And so he was looking for a great sewing machine, and he went over to China and met Tailleur. And Tailleur is a Chinese, it's owned by a Yemenese family, and but they're in China. So Tailleur is a fabulous machine, very cost effective, and he shipped 30 machines down to Senegal. Well, in the meantime, his partner, who did my project, but his son did my project actually, his son passed away, and he thought that he was going to do the school with Lai. And Lai wound up, he's a Muslim, and he wound up meeting and marrying a second wife. So he lost interest in the project, and the machines were sitting there idle in boxes. And so I meet Bob, who said, I did Nigerian Project Runway. And he said, I sold it. I made it for $50,000 for all 8 episodes, and I sold it to Netflix for $400,000. And I'm doing a second season. And I said, well, what were the pain points in your shoot? And the pain point was the machines, because they kept breaking down. They had old machines, and my mind went, oh, I got machines down in Senegal. So I told Moore that he should send those machines, and we could get those to Nigeria, and it would make the production so much better. And so Moore got excited about that, and so he spoke to Tailleur. Tailleur sent us a letter of intent. They're on board 1,000%. They love the idea. And so what we need to do is raise some capital. The show's paid for. A lot of things are paid for already by Nigerian. I guess it's like not the state, but there's monies that they have set aside for this program. But the one thing that I need to do is ship these machines from China to Nigeria. So there's that, buying those machines and shipping them. So that's about, I think they're giving us a good deal at like $11,000. So with the shipping, it's probably $15,000. So that's a little bit of money to raise. So I think that, obviously we could do more if the machines are there. They're going to have product placement on the show. People are going to see them. There are 45 million tailors in Nigeria. And I think that we are going to have a great business selling those Tailleur machines to the Nigerians. We've already got a lot of interest in other states who are dying to see the machines. So we're going to set up a showroom in Nigeria and have a little commercial during the show saying, you like the machines that the contestants are working on? You can see the demo of one of these machines and buy one. And so we'll have a showroom set up. And I think we could turn that showroom also into a school and also into a boutique for the 12 contestants who are on the show to actually sell their apparel there. So that would be the next phase of it. Once we get the machines there, we sell them, we get the business established that we're selling these sewing machines, then we would open the showroom and the school and the boutique. And that could probably be something like a $2 million ask, because the building is not all that expensive in Nigeria. But we already were signed on for season 3, has already been picked up, and we've got funding for that. So we're not just starting to do season 2 in October, but we have season 3 on board. And so we've got Peacock and Tubi interested in buying the product. So that's it in a nutshell. I hope I condensed it so that you could understand what the parameters were and how it really came about. It's very, very organic and very I guess it evolved out of necessity, but it was quite the like you were talking about in Clystar. How about these different disparate elements all come together, and it's like, I got our sewing machines, I got this, so I think that's kind of like what the universe has presented to me. to be able to connect all this together. You're on mute.
Thank you, Catherine, for that quick introduction. There's a lot of information you've given. So I'm going to ask quite a few questions that will help clarify a few points. So the first one is, you said the season 1 and 2 is on Netflix. Is that correct already?
On season 1 is on Showmax, and season 2 has been there's been an offer out to Peacock and to Tubi. So those are the two networks that are interested in buying it, and they're probably going to buy it for about $400,000. So it costs about, with the machines and all that, about $70,000 to do all the episodes, but then you can turn around and sell it.
Yeah. Can we watch season 1 right now?
Say
You say it's on
again?
Showtime?
Say again?
Can we watch season 1? Is it already streaming?
Yes. I actually sent a little trailer, and if you want it's season 1 it's probably like 25 hours. But
Yeah, well, I only need to see a sample of it, so I know exactly what how I assume this is a reality type. This is a reality type show, correct?
Yep, it's a
Okay.
reality show, fashion
Yeah,
reality.
so obviously I want to get a flavor. So I'm not going to watch. Chances are I'm not going to watch all 25 hours, but I may watch the first. Maybe I'll watch the first episode and the last episode, so I can get a feel exactly what the show is. So that'll give me a. Now the other thing is, you said there was 30 the machines already in Senegal. Did I hear that wrong? Or there's not 30 units? Because obviously it's cheaper and quicker to ship from Senegal the 30 units to Nigeria than it is to ship 30 units from China to Nigeria. So is there any units in Senegal right now?
No, there's only 8 units left. So we would ship those 8 units, but then we have to supplement them because there are 12 contestants. So we have to supplement those machines. And that's how we have to get those from China to Nigeria. We're going to ship from Senegal to Nigeria.
Right, so you're going to ship 8 units from Senegal to Nigeria. So obviously for the 12 contestants, that means you need at least 4 more units.
Yeah.
So why are you shipping 30 units from China? Are those for selling, for basically doing the show and then selling the units?
Well, I think the preference is to ship to buy all the new units and to ship them directly from China to Nigeria and not involve Moore's things. So the thing is we're getting down to the wire because the shipping takes a long time. So I think the backup plan is to use Moore's machines and ship those from Senegal, but supplement the other ones and send those from China to Nigeria. So
shipping typically will take over 30 days for from China, between China and Nigeria, and that's even on a good day. So 30 days. So it does take a long time. Now, did I hear you correct? To basically have this 30 unit ship from China to Nigeria, you are looking to raise $15,000. That's to buy it and ship it. Is that the total sum?
No, it's not 30. We're going to ship a small amount from China. I think what had originally happened was we were going to ship 12 machines, and that's where the 11,000 came from. But with the time crunch, Moore said, let's do my 7 machines that I have in Senegal, and then ship those from Senegal to Nigeria and supplement the other machines direct from China. So that's pretty much the way it's going to be. And we will just simply buy Moore's machines and add to them with the ones from China.
Okay. Now, obviously you said there's a time crunch. Is there an actual fixed date when this show is going to happen in Nigeria? Is this fixed date already, and what's that date?
It's October 2nd, it begins shooting, and then it ends about the 19th of October. There's a big gala, and the dignitaries come. Talia is going to come from China for that gala. So it's going to be almost 3 weeks in October that we're going to shoot.
Okay,
But
and this
that's
is
how we get them there.
and where in Nigeria? Is it going to be in Lagos or the capital, Abuja?
Yes, yes. That's where the station is. And there's, I don't know, it's there's a other state. Bob's more familiar with the names because he's been down there, so he knows all the states. But it's Lagos. And there's about 100 million people in Nigeria. So Lagos is it's way bigger than New York's population. So that's like their capital.
Yes. Okay. So, how are you wanting our collective involvement in this specifically? What are the things that you're looking for our entities through our organization, our collective? What is specifically are your requirement that you need from our organization to assist this thing taking off the ground? What are your
It's like a collaboration in a way. I think we'd have to define what that would be. Do you want to be part of the sewing machine company that we're going to set up? Because I think there's the first part of it is just get the machines there to get used for the television show, and then set up the showroom so that people see it. And we would have to figure out, what I would love to have you as partners. I would love to have somebody from the UN and a collective involved. That would be just, how you could market it. But I
okay?
think, I don't know if you're a for-profit or how you'd have to structure that, but you could definitely be involved in the sewing machine company, especially with Debbie saying about the Chinese, connection that she has. This is definitely Chinese, Nigeria, U.S. It's a whole triumvirate there.
Okay.
I think,
Yeah,
we can definitely define what that is. I mean, like I said, it's all
If I could chime in.
up for discussion.
Dwayne, you want to say something? I've got a couple more questions, but you want to chime in, Dwayne?
Yeah, so what I was sharing with Catherine was that so we already operate with a few nonprofits, with OWA, with the ReaCom nonprofit. I think what they actually needed was a connection to the government to get the government involved. That's why I knew that ReaCom was going to be key to this. I'm thinking, and I think Catherine just shot me a picture where they have the billboard near the presidential palace, but they don't have boots on the ground in the government or the government connections that's needed. And they're doing a huge television show in Nigeria. So I knew that we had our nonprofits parts. I wanted if there was a way for us to get the machines through the OHAL and the ReaCom foundations to see what that looked like, to see if we could get also the country involved, and we'll be able to highlight the foundation part with our collective nonprofits.
Okay, well, Dwayne, yes. The simple answer is yes. RealCom are very connected to government. In fact, Dr. Rafael, RealCom actually campaigned for the current election of the president and even the state governor in Lagos. And RealCom, I'm not going to specifically, RealCom's father is also a former vice governor. So they're very connected to government. Now, as you may be aware, when you deal with government, nothing happens quickly. I'm not even talking about Nigeria. I'm talking about US, any government you deal with. I've been dealing with governments from the UK, US, China, whatever. So government run at their own pace, and their own pace typically is very, very slow. If you got a long time to make the connection, Realcom can make that introduction, but nothing's going to happen, especially if your show is going to happen in October. I mean, that's like tomorrow. That's like literally tomorrow for a government. So the reality is, and I'm sure, Catherine, you're aware that it sounds like you've dealt with Senegal and all that stuff. You're fully aware that to get government involved in anything, especially quick. So making the connection to government is not an issue. The issue is getting them to do anything for you or endorse anything. So at this stage, because of your very, very tight deadline, which I said October is very, very tight. I would not even look at trying to get the government involved. It will likely take longer than that just to have the necessary doors open, even with our connectivity. So that is one thing, is that, we can get, but not for this specific project right now. That's my recommendation. The other thing is, Catherine, you mentioned a lot of partners, entities. So obviously, if we partner with you, who will we actually partner with? Will we partner with you, with Bob, with the Chinese? I mean, who is the main controlling entity that controls everything, that makes the decision, makes the call, that we actually partner in? Obviously, there's a coalition. How would who controls everything, basically? Is it you, Catherine? Is it Bob?
No, it's Bob. It's Fashion Entertainment TV. So it's Fashion Entertainment Hub TV. So he owns the full rights to Inferno Runway. It's called Inferno Runway. He owns he controls all of that. So it's his but we have an operating agreement between myself, Moore, and Bob. So that's pretty much the only entities. And then we have the letter of intent from Talure saying that they want to be involved with the show, and that they will allow their names to be used and the likeness to be used. So we're they're not a partner with us. They're kind of an in-kind sponsor in a way. They're not paying for the sponsorship. As such, they're not paying for the sponsorship. But I think, having them get their foot in the door there, they will then be represented by us. And that would be, Bob doesn't really want anything to do with the sewing machine company aspect of it. So it would probably be more Talure, myself, and the collective, the Reacom, that would be part of that. So it would just have to be drawn up. I don't know, is it a joint operating agreement? Is it something like that? Is it a master service agreement? So, but though it's very there's very few people that we have to deal with, because it's basically Bob owns the company. He owns Fashion Entertainment Hub TV, and he produces shows under that. And Inferno Runway is one of his properties.
Yeah. So obviously, I think we should meet Bob directly and speak to him about how, if he wants us to partner with this great event that he's hosting, how we're going to structure it, what kind of agreement do we sign, like I said, a JV with him, his entity, or do we partner with you, Catherine, and we are part of your coalition that works, or partner with him? So we need to come to sort of consensus. Then we need to obviously decide the responsibility of, what our collective can bring on board, with this, helping with the funding, with helping with opening doors to government, with helping with the marketing side, as I said, Realcomm have their own TV channel devices like Roku, Apple TV, which they're launching. So they could really be the host for your streaming platform. So there are various things that we can offer beyond those. So those, I think, there's so many opportunities, but I think we need to perhaps sit down with you and Bob and basically hashed out the what we can bring to the table and what you need us to bring to the table. And based on that, we can then decide what is the best approach for us to come in as a partner, JV, as a subcontractor, whatever, that is a best fit for all of us. But anyway, you've answered most of my question. I appreciate you answering all my questions. So I'm going to open up the channel, and I'm going to go to ladies again. Again with Andrea. Andrea, is anything that you want to ask or comment on what you heard?
Well, Leon, you made all the questions I had, and congratulations, Catherine, on setting this up. I think it's amazing that you guys are doing this in Nigeria.
Thank you. Dr. Debbie, any questions or comments you want to pass to Catherine? Thank you.
Not at this time. It's been my pleasure.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Debbie. Dr. Rafael, any questions or comments, sir?
Well, sir, you are right. You need to sit down with Bob to know exactly how we can come in. Getting the Nigerian government is not really a problem. We have a couple of senators and the First Lady's team that we can talk to about this. But they would love to see how we want to run the program. So we have to get our ship together first before we can, approach the government. The machines that she's talking about, well, it's better to ship from China to Nigeria directly, but it's going to take a lot of time, and wow, there's no time. October is very, very close. So we just need to sit together and see what we can do as soon as we can. That's what I'll say.
All right. Well, thank you, Dr. Rafael, for your positive comment and everything. I agree with you 100%. So Dwayne, Catherine, I would suggest this has been a very productive introduction to the parties, and I apologize that we couldn't meet up with you yesterday, but we had an extremely hectic schedule.
No, I agree.
As well, so our apologies that we could not meet up. But I suggest, Dwayne, perhaps you can coordinate a meeting with Catherine and Bob so we can sit down with them. Before the meeting, Catherine, I would request if Bob has a business plan deck on what he's doing. I know Dwayne's already sent various video links of what he's done, which is great, fantastic. But because this is a business enterprise, and I've been in business for over 3 decades now, I always like to read some sort of business plan. So if Bob has some sort of business plan deck that he can forward out to us. If it's confidential, then of course we can sign an NDA if need be. But I think we all trust each other. So if he has a business plan, ask him to forward that to me, and I'll share it privately, of course, with the team here, so we can get up and running as fast and quickly. But otherwise, I would recommend that we meet in person, and that includes. But obviously, Bob blowing out his knees is a situation that we want him to recover fully, of course.
Do we have something set up on Tuesday, Dr. Yang?
I have not heard anything from Dwayne that anything is set up. Tuesdays is a bit hectic for me, and maybe in the afternoon. Wednesday and Thursday are best for me and Andrea. But if we have to meet Tuesday, then Tuesday in the afternoon it's better for me and Andrea. Obviously, I'll have to coordinate with Realcomm when it's a suitable time for them.
I thought I got something today about Tuesday. So
okay, I was not aware of that. Dwayne, did you coordinate anything?
No. I might be up on Tuesday, but I'm gonna look at the weather and look at everything that it makes sense. So long as we meet sometime next week. But I did want to ask just one thing. Can Dr. Debbie talk about her foundation with the women? So to me, in this show, what is missing is the foundation piece of what it gives back. So that's why I love Andrea's foundation and with Dr. Debbie's foundation, that'll make a huge impact. But
Yeah, sure, Dr. Debbie. Thank you,
Exactly.
Dwayne.
Sure, and thanks for the interest. And so what we've been doing is giving back to each community in a customized way. And overwhelmingly, we found that there's been a need for sanitary pads throughout Africa. And so we've partnered with a manufacturer in China, and we offer sanitary pads and tutorial classes. I go in and talk candidly, and they have a freedom, because obviously I'm a woman, to talk about their needs and their experiences. Right. And so we've sort of built a really great reputation, not only with the community, but with the heads of state as well, right? So in a nutshell, it allows the females to actually complete their studies, whether it be, high school, middle school, or exams in college, because we found that they were missing very key testing cycles because they didn't have support in the ways that we're talking about. It seems very rudimentary, but it's not in developing countries. So,
did you see the movie, the documentary Period?
I haven't, but I think we're living it.
Exactly, it's about all that.
Thank you again.
All right. Well, thank you, Dwayne, for letting Dr. Debbie introduce her great foundation. So obviously, like I said to you, our collective are built on the 3 pillars of art, business, and charity. We're not just about making money, but we're making money for good causes. So thank you again. So Catherine, Dwayne, I'm going to coordinate with you, Dwayne, when I said to you, Wednesday and Thursday are better for Andrea and I, and obviously I'll have to coordinate with Riocom, but Dr. Rafael, Dr. Debbie, Wednesday, Thursday, okay for you to meet in the city?
So the afternoon will be fine. Anytime in the afternoon will be fine.
Okay. So Dwayne, if you want to coordinate with Catherine, and obviously we should have Bob there, because obviously it sounds like Bob is important for him. So I'll let Dwayne coordinate this with you, Catherine, and Bob for the meeting, either Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. But Andrea and I prefer Wednesday and Thursday if that's possible. So Dwayne, we'll leave that up to you to coordinate the meeting in New York City. Okay. So if there's no other further comment, thank you again, Dwayne, for the great connection. Thank you, Catherine, for your time and I got so much to talk about about the twin universe and Clydesdale and things. And like I said, yeah, exactly. We're like the Matrix. We're literally interconnected in this real Matrix.
Quasar for you. I have a quasar for you.
All right.
It's one of Mark's books.
All right. Well, we have so much to talk about, Catherine, beyond this, okay? So God bless you all. Much peace and love to you all, and my Clydesdale blessing to everyone. So thank you again. God bless. Thank you, everyone.
Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.